But we talk taxes and the favorable performance companies have by going to Texas. We talked a bit about regulatory as well. The regulatory environment a bit easier or not as bureaucratic.
Well, we call it smart regulation.
Smart regulation.
I mean, you don't change the rules in the middle of the game. Permitting by rule is how we look at it. Here are the rules. And if you meet these rules, here's your permit. And it doesn't take months and months or even years in some cases. It's one of the criticisms that we get from our friends in California that relocate to Texas. It takes, months and sometimes even years to get a permit that they should have been able to get straight up. Here are the rules. And that regulatory burden is a real problem in many states.
Absolutely. We hear about it all the time from CEOs that come on this program that they can't move forward. And they're not going to spend money on hiring people when they actually don't know what the rules are and they don't know what the cost side of their business is going to be.
If the rules aren't correct, then change the rules. Bring the legislature in, have the conversation about changing the rules. But when you put the rules into place and somebody meets the threshold of that rule, they need to be given a permit. That's how it should work. And we try to make it work that way in Texas as often as we can.
You have been saying that you are expecting a manufacturing renaissance in this country. Right. How do we get there? What are you looking at?
Partly because of the shale gas phenomena that's occurred and the lowering of the cost of energy. We're going to see a lot of companies that went to India, that went to China back in the 90s, coming back on shore to bring their manufacturing back here. I think you're seeing big companies like Walmart that are being very good partners and saying, you know what, if you'll bring your manufacturing back to the United States, we'll give you multi-year contracts. That's a huge change in the way we've historically done business. Texas is looking at creating these very large manufacturing sites, if you will, where you work with a wholesaler like Walmart, you bring these manufacturing companies in, and it creates a huge number of jobs. The real driver on that is the cost of energy and driving that cost of energy down. Shale gas is going to do that. Open up the XL pipeline. You see in this expansion of the energy industry in Mexico, with North America, what we've got going on here. The region, the North American region with Canada and the United States and Mexico can be as or more influential than the entire Middle East as we go forward. That's that huge business model that we can't afford to miss.
We had the Natural Resources Minister of Canada on this program last week, and he has spoken to the President, and Obama said he's going to be making a decision on Keystone XL in the next couple of months. Is there any reason to believe that he is going to say no to this?
Not from my perspective. I mean, I've said this publicly, that the President can't say no to this. I mean, if he does, I just don't know how he explains it other than to say that, listen, I'm just going to completely kowtow to those on the environmental left, and we're going to put America at a disadvantage from the standpoint of expressing ourselves around the globe and particularly putting Americans to work. I think this president wants a legacy for himself that basically is that he's helping people, and particularly blue-collar, hard-working folks who would be the ones that get the jobs in this type of oil field work.
And when you get the skills required, these are actually high-paying jobs.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, these are really good-paying jobs. They're blue-collar folks, but they're incredibly. You know, this debate about minimum wage. I don't want to have a debate over minimum wage. Let's talk about maximum wage. And the maximum wage that you can deliver in this country comes from bringing in manufacturing. It comes from the energy industry. And if the president really wants to help people in this country, expanding this energy industry is one of the quickest, most powerful, and I will suggest to you thoughtful, wise ways to help America.